Hello and welcome to another episode of 10 Days of Gratitude. I'm your host, Mia Saenz, and with me in this segment is the lovely Katrina Sawa. Now, she is a business coach, but also deals in love. So her main stuff that she teaches and shares, and she's going to also talk about it too, because I'm stumbling a little bit here, but is JumpStart Your Business. What she does is she brings more love into your life and more money into your business. And why wouldn't we want more love in our life and more money in our business? So it's lovely to have you here.
Hi, Mia.
Hi, honey. So share with us a little bit about your business and about how you got into this, why you fell in love with this, because there is a difference between different business coaches and different coaches, period. And you can feel the essence. I felt it with you immediately when we first met a couple months ago, that there's absolute, well, look at her background too, in her office, there's absolute love vibration there. It's
Everywhere.
really, yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, I've always been really business focused when I first started. And so luckily I had a coach who kind of guided me into doing business and marketing consulting rather than a gift basket company, which was my second idea, because that was not going to be very profitable. So luckily I had some guidance, which is why we all need business coaches at some point, because you need that guidance so you don't make mistakes. I still made mistakes because I didn't hire other people quick enough after that. But I was just really passionate about finding the entrepreneurs and the business owners and helping them understand what to do to build a bigger business and stop working so hard. I was in advertising sales before my business. And so I was coming across small business owners every single day, like hundreds of them a week. And they wanted to spend money on advertising, yet they didn't know what, they were in shambles in their business. They were like sweating bullets trying to make money. And then they're throwing money out the door, not knowing what they're doing with it. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. So someone needs to teach you people what to do. And so I've learned a lot in the last 13 years about running a business. I've hired my own mentors and been in masterminds and businesses online and offline. So I started off with the offline market, right? Because 13 years ago, we didn't really do a lot of this online stuff. We barely had a website. And so that's really how it blossomed. And then I learned all the online stuff, and I continue to learn everything. And so I bring a lot of both worlds to my coaching and my events, which I think is important than somebody who's just focusing online, because you need a lot of offline stuff still to this day in your business. It's the relationship building that really makes it work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so for your business aspect, your offline, and most of us who speak publicly, is to actually get out in front of people.
Yeah.
And totally. To touch them. And
yeah.
To touch them.
I'm a huge networker. That's how I built my business, is just networking and following up like crazy, and then speaking as well. But a lot of networking events is how I started, and I still do a lot. Now I just do a lot all over the country, and I fly places.
Which is what we all want to get to if we're in this line, if we're in any type of...
And it's not for everybody. Some people have little kids, they don't want to fly. That's fine. I have a little kid now, I want to fly less. So... than I did before I was remarried. So, because the love plays a big part of it. That's why I wrote the book, Love Yourself Successful. That's why the love and money stuff now is because without that, a really love-filled personal life, it's really hard to keep sustaining a sustainable, consistent revenue-generating business and do the things you need to do.
I agree. And part of it, and what we've talked about on some of these interviews, are the way we react, or the way we act, not react, but the way we act towards people is different when we don't have that love in place.
It is.
We really go to a different elevated level when we experience and express love, when we bring it in.
Yeah, it adds more confidence, more clarity, more just better energy, and you just tend to attract more of your ideal clients when you are not only in love with yourself and a significant other, but you don't allow those toxic, negative people around you either. That's really important.
Right. That's awesome. How do you bring gratitude? Because you have so much going on. You shared with me your beautiful flowers from your wedding and, all this. So you have a lot of love and a lot of fun going on, which brings in gratitude too. So how do you bring in gratitude into your work, into your life, into your experience altogether?
I'll be honest, for many years, I didn't think about it as much. I was in the doing mode. I was a doing. I barely stopped to be in the moment or, really think about the universe and spirit and all that kind of stuff. And in the last few years, I'd say 4 or 5 years, I've really learned a lot more and embraced it a lot more. And it wasn't until just a few weeks ago, honestly, where I'm sitting down now almost every morning and writing down what I'm grateful for. I started a new morning ritual, and it has to do with letting go. So first I let go of whatever's in my head, like negative thoughts or irritations or stress or anger or fear or any of that. I let it all go. I throw that piece of paper away. And then for some reason I'm more clear on what I need to do and what I want, and I'm setting intentions. And so that's what I do. And I write down what I'm grateful for. And almost every day it has to do with my family. I'm really big in family and my significant other. I'm grateful for clients. I mean, the clients that I have are amazing. And I wouldn't have it any other way, right? You want clients that are amazing to work with. I'm grateful for the friends and the connections that I've made, like you, all over the world. It's amazing what you can do these days with the internet. I mean, it's just shocking, really. I mean, I had no idea. Like, I talked to somebody the other day. Oh my God, what country they were? They were on my Love and Money Club call the other day. And I can't remember what country they were from, but it was not a normal country. It wasn't like London or England or
from a smaller one. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Plus I had one of my clients from Jamaica. I mean, it was just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the internet, I'm grateful for the internet. Talking about gratitude and the internet.
Yeah, the internet, for sure. Woohoo, and Google.
It's crazy because sometimes in social media and stuff, we can feel overwhelmed, and so sometimes we want to just close down, but we have to keep those pathways open, especially if we're in business like this, where we're online and offline, because that really does. Probably 60% of my clients, if not 70, are European or Asia or someplace like that. So If it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't, be hip-hopping around, visiting people. I'm not talking about, I don't fly to them, obviously, but I do it in the mornings. It's like, okay, I have Berlin today. I have Hong Kong, so
awesome.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, most of my people are in the United States and Canada, but it's fun every once in a while to get somebody out. I'm really grateful that Facebook is not charging us money yet. Yay, knock on wood, knock on wood.
I think they make enough money.
They do.
Yeah.
I tell you, I tried to boost an ad the other day. They wouldn't even take my money. Like, they've got so many policies now. I had no idea on how to boost whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I can't just boost it and pay you money and get it out there. No, it
has all sorts of little restrictions, doesn't it?
I know. Thanks, Facebook, but it's okay. Thank you for allowing us to have free stuff. So fun. Knock on wood.
Exactly. Well, that's very cool that you're bringing gratitude into your life, and it hasn't been something that you've been doing for years.
No, some people have. I stop and I love to go where there's a workshop and a speaker where they make you sit and meditate for a couple minutes and they walk you through a visualization or whatever. And, that's when I get to stop and be. And that's the only time I've ever allowed myself to stop and be, is when somebody else forced me to stop and be and do the, meditate or visualize or put the gratitude out there, etc. But I'm really taking it to heart this year because I had some health stuff going on, and I'm focusing actually in the next 12 months on health and this morning ritual and manifesting more and that kind of a mindset, rather than just, okay, what's going to be on the marketing calendar and where am I going and how am I following up and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So that all still has to happen, but I'm adding all the other stuff into the other layer.
Awesome. Now, there are probably a lot of people watching this that are just very new to gratitude and things like that, or even spirituality and all that. what would you tell them about, because I know with some of my clients, as a love transformation love coach, they say, well, that's a lot of work, Mia. And I'm like, well, do you want the change or do you not want the change? So what would you say to people who are shifting into it? How does it make you feel? How has it improved your life? And really, how difficult is it?
Right. And I tell you, I am not someone who likes exercise. I like my sleep. I do not like getting up early. I find it not very difficult at all now to get up every morning. And honestly, I don't have to get up before 6, sometimes 5:30, because I don't usually start work until 9, maybe 10. So I allow myself 2 to 3 hours in the morning, sometimes more, to do that kind of a ritual, to have a good breakfast, to interact with my family or take my stepdaughter to school, to do a couple things that I need to get done before I launch into a call or something like that. So I found it's hugely important in my own sanity and grounding of getting things done, that I need to do that. But that's also my creative time. So some people have a creative time in the evening. So really it's up to you, I think, when your creative time is. That might also be your meditation time. It doesn't have to be in the morning. Mm-hmm. It can be in the evening. It can be in the middle of the day. But you want to do what matters most to you, I think, during that creative time so the juices can flow. And I'll tell you, I was the biggest skeptic about all of that, woo-woo stuff, right? That it's not, I don't believe it's woo-woo anymore, but I used to. That was me. So if you're thinking it's woo-woo, then reach out and try some things. Now I'm using essential oils, and I've got, peppermint for when I get a hot flash or a headache, and I've got like all these things. I love it. Doing. I just got metabolic typing, and I'm doing all these different things for health and wellness, which ultimately put me in a better place, mm-hmm. physically and energetically, in order to be able to give more, be more, and really serve more people on a bigger basis.
That's awesome. I like how you talked about the woo-woo, because there are a lot of people who think that, people who practice spirituality or want to grow their grace, that it is kind of woo-woo.
And it is, until you get into it and you start seeing like, oh, well, this works for that. And, oh, this is kind of cool. Or, oh, my God, I totally put this intention out and look what happened. Mm-hmm. So until you start seeing results, which definitely will come if you focus. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
I love that, and I love to say this, that there's nothing new about spirituality. It's very ancient. So the little practices of the rituals that we do for ourselves have been around forever. Natural healing or whatever it is. So that's really beautiful. I love that you're experiencing that. That's very sweet, because I was raised this way, and so for me to see people coming into it, I love it.
And I'm 45, and it took me a long time to figure this stuff out or accept it, okay? So don't wait that long if you're younger than me.
It is really beautiful. One thing that I was listening to you talk about the meditation, do it in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. I say to people, do it morning, noon, and night if you can. Even if it's just for less than a minute to center yourself, because it really does ground you and bring you back in, especially as you're dealing with a lot of stuff and you're clearing out a lot of garbage.
Right.
To just keep that centered. I think it's really beautiful. And I love that you're doing a morning ritual. That's awesome. I do that too. I don't get up as early as you. I think I get up about 8 o'clock, unless sometimes 7. But I have to have about 3 hours in the morning for me, and so my office hours don't start generally until 11. So, but that means that we're dedicated also then to that aspect in our life, which is beautiful.
Sure, it's you make your own hours, whatever you want to work. So it doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. Don't try to think you have to do it at a certain time or whatever because someone told you so. Make it fit where it fits for you.
So with your love and money, let's talk a little bit about that. Love and money. So what does that look like for somebody who is saying, okay, Katrina, I'm interested in love and I'm interested in money, but gee, how do they really work together?
Well, like I was explaining earlier, so one of the things I realized after coaching just hundreds of women and some men too, is that no matter how many times I told them what to do in their business to get more money or get more clients, do the follow-up calls, go to the networking event, go to the speaking, do the follow-up emails, get on social media and do these specific things, they still wouldn't do them. Okay? And then I showed them how, I told them what to say, I told them what to write, I usually wrote it for them sometimes, I'm all about the how. I don't just say, oh, go do something and then you have to figure it out. No, I tell you how to do it. But still, they wouldn't do it. So then I was like, okay, but why aren't you doing it? What's going on? And I would ask lots of questions. Oh, okay, so your husband is telling you that he thinks you should go get a job, and he's not supportive of you doing your business because he doesn't see any money coming in. So therefore, you're not reaching out and going networking because you're not supported and not feeling confident. I get it now. Okay, so then we need to deal with that, right? We need to deal with the husband. And it may not be that maybe you just need to communicate better. So then we have to talk about your cat.
My cat.
I know. We have to talk about your communication with your husband. And then we have to shift gears, right? Because they already know what to do to make money, but we have to shift gears to fix the personal life. So that comes up more often than not, I'm telling you, or it's the belief in themselves, or it's, well, I don't know if I'm not ready to charge yet. I'm just going to do some free sessions. No, you're going to charge and just charge something small, whatever, the most you can say without stuttering. And it's just confidence sometimes, self-worth. We have to get through those issues. It could be logistics, like, hey, we're going through a bankruptcy, or hey, we're going to remodel our house, or hey, we've got somebody who just passed away or is sick, and so we have to deal with that. So it all has to do with making more money in your business and growing your business, but if we're not focusing on it, then it's not helpful. So I believe in focusing on all aspects of your life and business in order to help you make more money and enjoy a better lifestyle, really.
Yeah. It really is about enjoying a better lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the big picture, for sure.
Because you can make millions and not have a good lifestyle.
Yeah, otherwise, why are we doing this, right? Are we just doing it so we can work harder than in a job? Because we can go clock out at a job at home. I mean, I never turn the light out sometimes, So.
Well, wonderful. And do you find that... or do you think maybe gratitude will be part of the way that, since you're bringing it into your life, how is that expanding in other areas? Do you think it'll be something that you'll be bringing into the business aspect?
Well, I've already talked to all my mastermind clients about it too, and my event starts on Thursday this week, so I'm going to be sharing more about it there and the practices I do. Everything I learn and implement, I teach. That's just how it works. Most people are like that, I would think. And so everything I'm incorporating, if they see positive changes in me, they're going to want to model after. Just like if they see money-making modeling opportunities, they'll do those things. Mm-hmm. But the personal stuff is important too.
Mm-hmm. I think the personal stuff is super important.
It is.
Because it really, if we don't have the confidence and we don't have the grace, we're not going to stretch or reach or grow.
No.
And then also, if we don't have the blessings of the gratitude, we're not going to be bringing it around again and again and again, because we want to continually be, regenerating all the time. And really, gratitude, I think, in business really helps produce that.
I agree.
I love that aspect of it. Okay, so you have a free gift for us, and we'd like to hear about it, and then I also want to talk about it a little bit.
I love to give away free stuff. So if you're interested in more of the love stuff, then you want to go to the book website, which is loveyourselfsuccessful.com/free gifts.
And all this will be in their daily email.
Okay. So loveyourselfsuccessful.com/free gifts. If you're interested in more gifts that pertain to the business, you'll get both on either, but they're different stuff. So jumpstartyourmarketing.com/free gifts. jumpstartyourmarketing.com/free gifts. And then I do have a Love and Money Club. It's a membership. You can get it on the book website, but there's a free level and a paid level, so you can always get into the membership for free and actually come and talk to me on a call. So it's all free.
Cool. Very cool. I was going to ask you something before you brought in the love and money thing, because I was like, when you brought in that, my mind's like,
Uh-oh.
ooh. And you guys, they can take both if they want, right?
Yeah.
Both free gifts? Okay, awesome. Darn, it was right there.
It was juicy.
I know it was. Okay, so let's talk about the love and money, because that's your class or your membership thing. You said there's a entry level, there's a paid, and then there's another level.
There is a 1 year or a 3 year paid. And the 3 year includes two tickets to one of my events. And I do 4 events starting in 2016. There's going to be 4 live events. So I have Love and Money Live, which is an event all about the love side and the money side, and so how it all works together, and really cool things you can do to get more love in your life and money in your business. So that event is in February and then November. And then I have a speaker training in April and a JumpStart Your Biz training in July. So I'm already plotted out for the whole year. It's kind of cool. But the membership is just kind of a back-end resource area, and it also has some calls every month, and and discounts available for other programs and stuff. But it's loveandmoneyclub.com for the membership. There's too many URLs, right? We've got URLs for everything. So
and they can write you, which will help.
Get on the email list one way or the other.
Exactly.
And you'll hear about everything that's going on.
And I've just remembered, it's so funny because I'm like, and I just remembered that in February, I'm going to be talking at one of her.
Yes, you're going to be the guest expert on the Love and Money Club guest expert call. So, yeah, because it's Love Month. So why, of course, I'm
building your spiritual empire. So why not join so you can also get another bit of Mia.
Woo-hoo!
Mia and Katrina together. Yay. Awesome. Well, I would like to wrap it up and to close out, what would you, from your heart right now, want to share with people about gratitude and a tool? I know you said that you write it down. Would you recommend journaling? Would you recommend screaming it to the heavens? What would you recommend?
Anything that's comfortable for you. You got to start somewhere, right? So if you have a best buddy that has a similar thinking as you, maybe you could share it on a weekly accountability call or text it to each other, just so you want to put it out there in the universe, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Writing it down is good because anytime we write something, it locks it more in our brain, right? So writing it down is good. Proclaiming it at things. So it's hard for me to say stuff, though, like, it's December 31st, 2016, and I am living in my new home with my new car and the da-da-da. It's hard for me to project in the future like that, honestly, like being grateful for what's not yet happened, but so that part I'm still getting. But, do anything and everything to put that out there in the world, and less negativity. I would say it's just as important to be grateful as it is to be less negative in your life. Mm-hmm. A lot of us will drive around going, "That stupid driver." Like, just stop it. Stop the negativity and get over things, and don't hold grudges. And my friend Hal Elrod has a 5-minute rule. When something pisses you off, or you're upset about something, or really disappointed, you have 5 minutes to complain and whine, and then you got to get over it. Next. Mm-hmm. You can't bring it back. Mm-hmm. So all of that, I think, is important.
You brought up something that I was like, this would be a very cool gratitude experience, and that is when you're driving.
Oh.
To express gratitude. That means allow somebody to go in front of you. If they honk at you, just bless them and see where that takes you. I don't drive like a crazy person yelling and screaming, but there are 2 close people in my life that are beautiful spiritual beings. But when they get in the car, I don't like to drive with them.
I know.
So I was just thinking, wouldn't that be fantastic to learn that?
Wouldn't it be nice if your car would, like, shout at you, stop it, if you're yelling out loud or something? Like, we have some kind of, like, buzzer or something that goes off in the car when they indicate a high level of a tone in your voice or something like that. Or a bad word, you know, they're like, hey, stop it.
You know what? You could actually invent that and sell it. There's a lot of people that might buy it.
Somebody else can go invent it. That's all right. You can have it.
You know, it's funny because when these ideas of creation like that come, if we don't take it, somebody will take it and do it.
That's fine. I don't have time for that.
No. But it's amazing for those who do have creation to go and do it. My husband, my first husband and I, we were going to create a baby, like a car seat, a vibrating mover thing about 23 years ago with our first son. And because, you know, we used to always toss the baby seat on the dryer like everybody else to put them to sleep instead of going for the car ride. And so we didn't do it. And then like 2 years later, it came out for sale. And I'm like, see?
Vibrating, like, seat?
Yeah, the baby car seat, you know, so you put a motor.
No, my stepdaughter was 3.5 when I got introduced to her. So I don't think I had that. I didn't have that stage.
Yeah.
Yay.
No, it's for those newbie babies.
That's funny.
So it was really, really lovely to have you on. Thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome. It was fun.
Is there anything else you'd like to close out with saying to us or saying to the audience? No?
I'm grateful for you, the audience. Come and talk to me. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you in another segment.